this woke Snow White movie still had 2 black dudes that were assigned to kill this chick, and I want to talk about it. So there was a lot that was wrong with the Snow White movie. I mean, I've literally been telling everybody for days about just how bad the movie was. And it's not that it's the worst movie. My biggest problem with the movie is that it is not, in fact, Snow White. There are too many elements that they added to this and took away from this that weren't in the original 19 whatever year it came out movie that you cannot call this Snow White. I compare it to, imagine if they came out and said, we're gonna be releasing a new James Bond movie, except the character of James Bond, he's not gonna be a womanizer. In fact, he's going to be a loyal, faithful, gay man with a husband. Now, that is a perfectly fine movie to make, but that movie and that character would not be James Bond. And to that end, the biggest problem I had with Snow White for the most part was that there are elements of the story and things that she does that weren't the way the original Snow White was. If you're going to make this a remake, then you should be remaking the elements of the original movie that we liked into this one and not completely changing the story to where there's no prince and Snow White's now the one that has to save the kingdom. Like again, that's a perfectly fine story to tell. It's not Snow White. But in looking back on the movie, I noticed something interesting because again, this movie is about trying to bring things to 2025 and not have certain stereotypes be there. And yet there was one glaring stereotype that they were more than willing to keep in the movie. Earlier in the movie, the queen sends Snow White off into the forest and has the huntsman go with her. And she tells the huntsman, you need to unalive this girl so she's dead and she can never come back, and I will officially be the fairest of the land. The huntsman, of course, like in the original story, goes out there, is about to kill her, and then says, you know what, go ahead and just run off. So that happens. Fast forward to in this movie where Snow White and the townspeople are gonna stand up to the queen and let her know that we're taking the kingdom back. The queen says to Snow White basically, hey, no, I own this castle, this land is mine, and so I'm gonna get rid of you. And then she points to one of the guards and says, hey, you guard, you need to go over there and unalive Snow White. And then he starts to do that, and then she starts telling the townspeople and the guards how she remembers them from her childhood and what they used to do and all that stuff, and that somehow turns all the people against the queen, and now the queen has no allies. I thought that was stupid as heck. But I noticed in this movie, both the huntsman and the guard are asked to kill Snow White, and both of these men were black. How did they miss that? They did so much to try to incorporate all these elements that would indicate that they're being more inclusive and that this is an updated Snow White. You have a minority person playing Snow White. You have Gal Gadot, who's of Israeli descent, playing the queen. The townspeople are a wide array of rainbow colors. Like, all seems like great. And yet the glaring misstep, speaking of glaring, slightest, hold on. Ah, that's better. The glaring misstep that they somehow managed to keep in the movie was black men are violent. And so the only 2 people that this queen assigns to try to unalive Snow White in this entire movie is a black huntsman and a black guard. Why are we still doing this? Is this an unconscious thing? Are we just destined to forever try to portray black men as inherently violent, evil people that are trying to unalive the most innocent of people? I'm sitting there like, did nobody in Disney's writing room see this? Was there not a black person on staff that was like, hey, you know what? You've already got a black dude trying to unalive this person earlier in the movie. Could we like maybe keep it to just happening one time, and then maybe like a redhead, a blonde, somebody else will try to kill her later on in the picture? Like, can we do that? No. We have to have the 2 black dudes that they have on screen have their important roles be to kill Snow White. Am I the only one that noticed this? So as woke, and I hate the term woke, by the way, because I think it's overused, but this is the instance where they were legitimately trying to get rid of elements because, oh, it's 2025, we gotta update it. The old movie had a lot of stuff in it that wasn't great. And yet and still, the thing you decided to keep was old school racism and the fear that black dudes are more than willing to go and kill whoever. That's what you kept in the movie. So consider that even as studios continue to try to do their best to be more thoughtful about what they're putting in the movies, because of the way Hollywood's set up, there are still gonna be glaring things like this that happen where they're still gonna manage to put out there a stereotype that is harmful to people at large. But let me know your thoughts. I saw the movie, so you don't have to. I could go on a whole rant and rave about all the things I found wrong with the movie, but I figured this was the most important one, was that can we please, please, please stop making all black people violent? Can we stop making all black men look like villains or ones that are willing to help with the conspiracy to kill somebody? Can we please stop that? I'm just saying. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you thought about that, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.
I'm slicker than 1,000 baby oil bottles. If you ask him, did he do it? I'm like, yeah, I'm popping models. If you see me on the mic, you know I go at it full throttle. If you hate on me today, then you gon' really hate tomorrow. I'm slicker than 1,000 baby oil bottles. If you ask him, did he do it? I'm like, yeah, I'm popping models. If you see me on the mic, you